Hi everyone. As you know, our focus this year is student success, and we thought to make something different, we are going to have highlights every month of people who I think have definitely demonstrated success in their lives, and we want to share these stories with you. So we are here in Mississauga with a good friend of mine. Her name is Amanda Wessinger, and she's going to share her story with you. Hi Amanda.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Good. How are you? Thanks for seeing me.
Come on in. Please come in and sit down.
Sure. How are the girls?
They're doing really great. And ours?
Good. Busy. So thanks so much for meeting me, Amanda. Like I said, I think you've got a great story that I would love for the students to hear. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got into running and share with us.
Sure. I started running, actually, it probably started before I started running. I was a couple years behind my sister, and the older grades were allowed to ride their bikes to school. And so I was not, and I decided that I was going to be my sister home. So I would run home. It was about a kilometer from my house, and I would run home just to meet her on her bike. And when cross country team started up in grade 3, that's when I joined, and that's where it started. And from there, I joined a track team outside of school, and ran all the way through high school and right into university. And I ran at Princeton University on their cross country and track team.
So tell me who inspired you the most throughout this. Obviously not your sister who was on her bike, I hope, maybe at first, but
Maybe at first, it was more of a, I had a lot of great support. I had some great coaches and my teammates. Right? We all supported each other and, cheered each other on to do better. And when you train together and you train with somebody for that amount of time, you are happy with their successes and sad for their failures. So when I had a lot of great support. My family was wonderful support. They were at every meet, and I'm just generally a competitive person. So all of those factors together really helped out.
thanks. I love hearing how collaboration played such a big part in your success as well. So can you tell me, obviously it wasn't easy. Not very many people can say that they ran for Princeton, which is a very prestigious university in the United States. You're being humble. But tell me what some of your biggest challenges were.
There's probably a couple. One of the biggest ones is staying healthy. And so these are the things where you have to do the things you don't necessarily want to do. You have to take the time to stretch. You have to take the time to warm up. And I know as a younger person, I didn't think they were that important. But as you get older and your muscles are less limber, you have to make sure that these things are taken care of, or else you're injured and then you can't do anything. Along with injuries, there was a lot of, you had to learn to sort of manage people, because if you're on the high school track team, but you're also running for a track team outside of high school, your training needs to still work together. And so you have to get those coaches to work together. And so one of the biggest issues was saying to your high school coach, I can't train with the team because I'm training out here. So you have to make some sacrifices and not go to this practice and say, I'm going to hit this practice. And it's a challenge, and also balancing your schoolwork, which is very, very important. And especially in university, you can't run, or you can't play on your team, or you can't do your sport without a passing grade, or without doing well in school. And they had a high bar for us at school, schoolwork. They wouldn't let you train otherwise.
Tell us about one of your favorite memories of all the times that you were running either on the track or off.
I think one of my proudest moments was it was OFSA my senior year of high school, 800-meter final, and I had just run the race of my life to get there. So we take off 100 meters in, and I'm trip and I fall. And I've always wondered what I would do in this instance. And I got back up and I finished the race. And I ended up sixth. And that was just a really, really proud moment. Just knowing, that I wouldn't give up.
Wow, I love that. That's an awesome story. So many times we have such a hard time getting back up, but it's that persistence that's so important. So what advice would you have? I have 250 students, but there's a lot of other kids out there who I'm sure they would love to hear. Any advice that you could give them on how to be successful with academics and athletics or extracurricular?
Absolutely. You have to put in as much effort into your schoolwork as you do into your athletics. And there really is no other way around it. You work hard as an athlete and you can't let the other things go. You have to put just as much effort into your
Good. Thank you. So do you have any awesome things that you'd love to show us? I'd love to see
a heavy box that I dragged out of my father's house. And it's sort of funny when you pull it all out and they're all in one place.
Wow.
These are the medals that I won. Got the Halton and the GHAT. Got some.
Should we look at the year?
No, we shouldn't look at the year. Got some national ones in here. But I have to say, these are the things that I kept. These are my numbers from all my officer races. And I wrote on the back, cross country.
So for those of you who don't know, OFSA is the All Ontario competition.
OFSA again, OFSA. This is a national. This is the junior national trials in Ottawa. This one's another junior trials in Ottawa. I ran the 8 and 15 in that. There's another OFSA. There's another junior trials. This is the Hamilton Spectator Indoor Games. I don't know if anyone's ever been to those. This is the junior nationals in Sherbrooke, Quebec. There's the Canadian Cross Country Championships.
Wow.
So these mean more than these. These are the special ones. Also, the other things I kept, these are my Princeton letters. You get one of these if you're on the varsity track team. And so every year I got
That is awesome. I'm sure that your girls will love to see all that. You can always pull that out, and I'm sure they're very proud of their mother too. Do you have anything else that you want to show us?
I have my Princeton track and field jacket. We all earned these in school. Used to wear it very, very proudly. But the funny thing I was looking at the other day is I used to always wear my Canadian pin. I was very proud to run for Princeton in the United States, but I made sure that everyone always knew I was Canadian.
Good stuff. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait for the students to hear your story, and thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So, boys and girls, I hope you liked our piece. You heard awesome things about collaboration, persistence, hard work, and how you need to have balance. Hopefully you've learned something today, because you know, as important as it is to learn math and science and language, it's also important to learn all about those learning skills and develop those learning skills so that you can be successful. So hopefully you enjoyed our September highlight. Amanda Wessinger, good friend of mine. She's been a friend of mine for, I think, 17 years. And we're already looking for our October highlight. But we hope you enjoyed our session. And I'd like to thank Sebastian Lennox, my camera guy. Bye.